Hey everyone, it's Joe, the 50-something Dasher, and in today's video I want to briefly touch on the subject of cash tipping on DoorDash orders. Now, as we all know, the vast majority of the tips are done by the customer in the app. But occasionally you still will run into, on rare occasions, you still will see some cash tips sometimes from the customers. And there's a few different problems with this that I'd kind of like to address in this video. First of all, a message to the customers here. Please, watch your instructions for the drivers and please keep those instructions updated. So it gets very frustrating for a driver when they get an order and in the customer instructions there's mention of a cash tip will be waiting for them. Well, the driver goes and drops off the order and there's no cash tip anywhere to be found. And what a lot of times what this is if the customer has cash on them, they'd like to provide a cash tip and put in that message. But then if they don't have any cash, then they tip in the app and then they forget to change the driver instructions. So the driver gets the order and they think that when they arrive, there's going to be a cash tip. And I've had it to where like I've had it happen a couple different ways. Like I've gotten to a customer before and I meet the customer with the order and they say, "Oh, sorry about that. Those are old instructions. I meant to take that out." Or I've had other times where it's a leave at the door and I don't see the customer at all. It says a cash tip will be waiting and you get there and there's nothing there and there's no cash tip. So please, if you're a customer and you put mention of a cash tip in your driver instructions on future orders, if you're not going to give a cash tip, please update those driver instructions. Okay, and then the other suggestion I had is more of a suggestion like for DoorDash, and I'll bring this up to them myself as well, given the opportunity. But so this past Tuesday, I had a order that I did, and I figured this was a good example for this video. So you see in the screenshot, I got this order of a $5 shopping order, which is kind of low pay for a shopping order, going 3.7 miles. Had to shop 4 items. Not a very attractive offer here, obviously, but I went ahead and took it. I'm trying to raise my acceptance rate. Well, what happened was immediately after I accepted the order, I get a message from the customer, and here you see the screenshot that there's a $5 cash tip when I get there, and this was only 1 minute after accepting the offer. So now this is an offer that makes sense. $10 for less than 4 miles and only shopping 4 items. So now it's a good offer. But initially, when I had to choose whether or not to accept or decline the order, I didn't know there was going to be a cash tip involved. So, and then in this another kind of quick shout out to the customers on this initial message, if you could put like where that cash tip is going to be, because there was this on this particular example, there was a second message that I missed this and I didn't see it until an hour later, well after the fact and everything. But they sent a second message that the tip was going to be put in a flower pot. But I didn't see this message at the time, and I didn't think to look down inside of a flower pot. So I ended up, even though it was a leave at the door, I knocked on the door, and the customer answered, and she was cool about it and just grabbed the $5 out of the flower pot and gave it to me. But if you could, maybe if she could have put that in the initial message, hey, there's a cash tip and it'll be located here. And then that way, just one message right at the beginning, and then the driver knows exactly, where that's going to be. That would be really helpful. But anyway, the suggestion I have for DoorDash is, I think they would increase the probability that these orders get accepted by the drivers right away, is to give the customer the option when placing an order, that like something that they could click on indicating that they are committed to giving the driver a cash tip of some amount. And whether they leave that, like whether they set an exact amount or just the fact that they're going to leave a cash tip, without designating a specific amount. Either way, but if DoorDash could make it to where when a customer orders, they can indicate that during the ordering process, so that, let's pull back up the screenshot, my original screenshot. So where this says $5 guaranteed including tips, then add another line below that. Customer also plans on providing a cash tip upon arrival, or just something along those lines. That way, when the order comes across, that I know that this is in all likelihood going to be $5 plus an additional cash tip. And I just think that would be a good change that DoorDash could make on orders like this, because now it doesn't happen very often, but I have had this happen. So I've taken orders before where there's no tip in the app, and I'm kind of, down on myself for, why did I take this low ball offer and all this, and then I get to the customer, deliver it, and get a cash tip when I arrive. And but again, I think if that could be placed somehow on the offer screen, then that would be a good thing. That way the driver would be more informed and increase the odds that the order get taken right away. Because this right here, the $5 for 4 miles, this could have gotten passed around a couple different drivers before somebody would take it, and you could eliminate that. But anyway, that's my opinions on cash tips, and we'll go ahead and close it down here. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, be sure to drive safe out there. We'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Check out my other videos. A lot of good stuff, a lot of information for all things DoorDash. And we will see you at the next video. Thanks again for watching.